The Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, is expected to recall Parliament this week to debate the crisis in Afghanistan. So the Taliban must be quaking in their boots. These murderous thugs are poised to take over the whole of the country in days. Thousands of locals are racing to escape the city before it's surrendered, while staff from foreign embassies are being evacuated as we speak. The leadership of the Afghan government have already scarpered. In a stunning rout, the Taliban seized nearly all of Afghanistan in just over a week, despite the hundreds of billions spent by the US and NATO over nearly 2 decades to build up Afghan security forces. This after President Joe Biden gave this bizarre press conference just 4 weeks ago. Take a look at this.
Is the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No, it is not. Because you have the Afghan troops have 300,000 well-equipped as any army in the world, and an air force against something like 75,000 Taliban. It is not inevitable.
Wow. Well, you know what to do when you're losing the argument. Keep on digging. Here we go.
The intelligence community has assessed that the Afghan government will likely collapse.
That is not true.
Can you please clarify what they have told you about whether that will happen or not?
That is not true. They did not reach that conclusion.
So what is the level of confidence that they have that it will not collapse?
The Afghan government and leadership has to come together. They clearly have the capacity to sustain the government in place.
Wowzers! OMG. Well, if that wasn't enough, he finishes with this gem.
The Taliban is not the North Vietnamese army. They're not remotely comparable in terms of capability. There's going to be no circumstance where you see people being lifted off the roof of an embassy of the United States from Afghanistan. It is not at all comparable. So the question now is, where do they go from here? That the jury is still out. But the likelihood there's going to be the Taliban overrunning everything and owning the whole country is highly unlikely.
Oh dear. That press conference has aged about as well as he has. Badly. And he's not that woke anymore, is he? Presiding over a humanitarian crisis and a surrender to terrorists in his first year of office, clearly in the throes of cognitive decline. This man should be watching reruns of the Golden Girls in his pyjamas, not leading the free world. And we can take no further lectures from Democrats stateside who claim to occupy the moral high ground. Well, that ended when they unoccupied Afghanistan. And far from a slow process, the Taliban takeover has been fast and furious. The country gone in 60 seconds. Meanwhile, Russia's state news agency is reporting that the Taliban have promised to guarantee the safety of the Russian embassy in Kabul. They say they have good relations with Russia. Now, there's a surprise. Friendly with the Russians. In other news, the Pope's a Catholic and bears relieve themselves in the woods. Malala Yousafzai, who was shot in the head by the Taliban for going to school and speaking up for the rights of women and girls, has expressed her profound horror at what's happening. And of course, she's right. This whole thing stinks. If we had to stay there forever just to protect human rights, safeguard women and preserve the values of freedom, peace and democracy, then stay is what we should have done. The UK, the US and other key allies are part of this cowardly surrender. We will pay the price, and the world will pay the price too.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.